So this is my buddy Mike, and he's helping me out today. We're gonna do a box blind. He's up for the weekend and do like a work weekend for hunting season. Buddy. This is our scarecrow that we're gonna try out. So I got these food plots, and short of putting in a fence, because there's electric fences that you can buy, or different fences where you put like a ribbon at chest height, and then 3 feet away you put one at, I think it's waist height, so when they come up to it and they want to jump, they don't feel like they can make it. So that's my next step to do. But right now we're going to try a scarecrow, because we planted brassica last weekend and it's really coming up good, but I wanted to obviously grow to its full potential so they have the most food. So we're going to try this out. And then I'm thinking maybe like secondary, this might, by having all the scent, because these are, I didn't wash these. By having the scent, that maybe it'll, what's the word?
Maybe
It'll get the deer
desensitize them a little bit.
Yeah, it'll
maybe
desensitize the deer and get them accustomed to our scent. Maybe if they smell it while we're hunting, they might not, you know, blow or something. So we'll see. But we're gonna try it out on both my food plots that I planted this brassica, and see if it might maybe help. So you know, we're not gonna know if it helped or not, but
right.
I'm thinking it'll help a little bit.
Last year they ate this before.
Yeah, because they started eating this stuff before it fully matured. Because now they know what this brassica is. The first year I had a great plot. It was full size, almost up to your knees, and it brought in, that's the first food plot I ever planted. It was on the north side of the food plot, and it was amazing, the difference in tracks on our entire property, because that one food plot, when it finally got its first frost and they started eating it, the deer would just flock in. It was crazy, because the deer don't know anything. The deer don't have any food plots around here. So, but now they know what that brassica is, so they started hitting it before the first frost, before it fully matured. So we'll see if this works. I'll keep you posted.
Since he's working, we made him professional. That's a tie.
That's a tie.
I'm sure a kindergartner could do a better drawing than that, but hey, that's as good as I am. So, after a day of working with Kirk in the Northwoods off the grid, this is how we clean up so we can go to town and have some dinner. Just a little view, which you've probably all seen. It's amazing. A little pond. The beach house. Hopefully this turns out, and Kirk promised me he was gonna edit out the parts where I look fat, so you might not see any of this.
Oh, so I can get up here. Woo! It feels great the first couple feet, and then you hit the thermal. It's a little cold, but wow, does this feel good. Hi. Hi, Dee. Thanks for letting me come up. Whew. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you take a shower off the grid.
So we just finished with the scarecrow on the food plot. Our food plot's about a couple hundred yards from my stand. And this is one of the first stands. It's in the first batch of stands that we did on the property. We've seen lots of activity in deer off of this stand. Actually, the first year we had a shooter come through that wasn't able to close the deal on. But just to kind of give you an idea here, there's the food plot, and it's really overgrown right now, obviously in the summer, but the food plot's up that way. There's a really nice trail that runs right through here. We've got another food plot down that way. This is all high ground. And then basically starting right there, back through here, and I'll take a little video when I get up in the stand. We're right on the edge of a tamarack swamp. Kirk's done some clear cutting on this for rifle. You can see kind of through there, the shooting lane. He's brought it out a couple hundred yards. And this is just this isn't a box. This is just a 1.5 man, but it's really well hidden in here. And they really travel this. It's a really good spot. So what I'm gonna do is go up and secure it a little bit. We took off the cover from last year, and we're gonna do a little bit of cutting. He's gonna bring the saw out. Okay, so what I did was I just had the stand was a little loose, so we secured it up. Now it's nice and solid. It's been up for a few years. Always from a safety point, when you leave stands out, you should always check them yearly. Check your ratchets. Sometimes after a few years, they'll actually grow up with the tree and you'll have to readjust it. But you want to be safe. There's nothing worse than being out here and falling out of a tree stand. Then all the work and everything isn't worth it. So here's a quick view of what I'm looking at. So this is basically the edge of the swamp right here. And believe it or not, I've never had them come through there. So this is my first shooting lane. We probably got about, I've done the rangefinder on it. It's a little over 100 yards, not much. And then back here's the long one. I haven't put the rangefinder on that one yet, but we believe it to be about 200, give or take. And it cuts back well into that swamp. And back in there, we've got about 3 different trails that cross. And the way we hinge cut it, we didn't really hinge cut these, but the way we cut these and dropped them was to leave specific trails that they were following. And you can see it thickens up there. And then over here is where really a lot of the activity is. This is a really good bow stand. It's right in the transition. There's a set of pines right there. And they run right through here. There's no bait here. It's just a natural funnel, a natural transition area. A lot of times they bed back in there. It's an escape route during rifle season. They'll come through here from either the private land that way or the public land back behind me. And during bow hunting, we'll get them cruising through here during the rut, scent checking. So this is it. Hopefully you can see it. This is where I love to spend my weekends. Sitting here with a good book, waiting for Big Daddy. I've had them come literally right under my stand here. They've been right there. So, and I'll freshen up. Kirk and I have had debates back and forth about these nettings. I'm a big fan of them. He's not. So the jury's still out on it. I like it because I think it conceals your motion. if you do move and you don't know something's near you. It provides a little bit of a windbreak, not much, obviously, it's just netting. The downside is when it's windy, it does blow around, but it seems as though if we keep it out here for the most part year round, that it doesn't seem to bother them. They'll come right underneath. There's Kirk. Looks like he's got the sawn. It's time for me to go to work. So all we're doing now, since we've been hunting this a while, and now we know where the deer are basically moving, we're just making a little clearer shooting lanes. Obviously, we don't want to take too much down, but just with a couple, there's two he's going to move there. And I don't know if you can see this very well, but that's basically going to open this up from a 15-yard lane to a nice 40-yard lane. That one. All right, so we're gonna bring this tractor back. We got the gooseneck hooked up. Got the ramps in as close as it'll go. How's your width on that? Good. I don't know, you might. No problem. Easy peasy, Japanesey. We got room to spare. You want the weight up by the tongue? Or on the gooseneck, it doesn't matter?
No, I want it more on the wheels.
On the wheel? Okay, on the axles.
I think I should maybe back it up a little bit.
There's my apartment.
Someday I'm going to do a video on that.
This portion's for my wife and kids so they can see up here. That eventually, you've seen this in previous videos. Roof's on. Cement's supposed to be getting done on that in the next week or so. And we got the windows. We'll start getting that wrapped up for the winter. There's the wood shed. Never have to worry about a project when you're with Kirk. He's always got about 89 of them.